Hey, my brothers, man, welcome back. I have an exciting video for you guys today, and we're going to be talking about several different tracker knives, and this is a small entry to the mini series that we're going to be going over on about 5 different tracker knives, their uses, what you can do with them, the best one, and the best bang for your buck. Stay tuned, guys. Thank y'all. Brothers, so this section of the video is for me to talk about a couple of the differences in, your Amazon tracker knives and a real tracker knife, what they all want and strive to be, okay? So this first one, I'll find the link and I'll put it down there. This is one, it's, I don't know, $50 or $60 tracker knife that I ordered off of Amazon. And I have applied a gun glue to it and a grip tape to keep it from slipping out of my hand when I'm working with animals. I've also modified the end of it a little bit. I've wrapped some snare wire around it, and it goes into a survival sheath that I have made. Well, I didn't actually make it, but I ordered this off of a Taza. I have another video about that too. It's kind of a bulky sheath, but it has a purpose, right? So usually these types of sheaths come in a really cheap sheath. They're not very fun. They're not really practical at all, and I've got one, and of course I would start doing this video and I would have set it down and not be able to find it, but that's okay. Oh, here it is right here. So usually they'll come in kind of a cheap sheath like this. Now this one actually came with the Warivo, which is an American made one, but it does have the vertical, okay? So that's another thing to consider is your sheaths. We'll go more into that. So that's about a $50 or $60. With these, you will notice that as you bang on heavy hardwoods, the handles and these hollow ones, they will pop off. They will fly apart, and you will be modifying that with some glue, okay? Same thing with this one here. I'm pretty sure that this is a Pakistani one. I think it was by Poshland that I got it. It does still have some kind of usable saw teeth. The Damascus in it, I'm almost 100% positive that that's like some kind of laser etching, that it's not even a real Damascus. We've got extremely skinny pins there. I have no doubt that this thing would fly apart, but it's pretty, and I keep it in the kitchen, and it makes a nice decorative piece. Now, one thing to of note on these tracker knives when you're ordering them is look at the difference in these two. This is the Warivo. This is a $40 one that's actually made in America. Most of these knockoff tracker knives don't have one of the most important functions of a tracker knife, and that is right here. That is the gut hook. This is a true tracker knife style. It's razor sharp. It almost is kind of hollow, but it's just such a unique grind on this Warivo. And this one's only $39. It does have a micarta handle. I suggest you wrap up the handle if you are going to be throwing it. But for 40 bucks, this is one of the better bangs for your buck out there. All because of that gut hook. If you look at these two other cheapos, they don't have a gut hook. In fact, it's actually a straight edge right there. Now, I'm sure you could manage that. You can still split wood. You could probably still manage to get some, get that up in an animal and still gut it like anything else. But it's not going to do it with the ease that that would. Nor will it do it with the way that this can wrap around a stick and shave. It's just, you can go at it from all angles everywhere on this knife. So that's a pretty decent deal. All right. Now, let's talk about the real tracker knife. This is a real tracker knife. This is the tracker knife made by Tom Brown. You probably saw something like this in the movie Hunted. Maybe you've seen this online on Amazon or on the website in countless reviews, and you're like, dude, that knife is $300. It's $250, right? And that is such a hard price to justify for one knife, right? And guys, I gotta tell you, when you look at this knife, you don't see anything online except that price tag. You don't have any idea of why this knife costs so much until you actually hold it in your hand. Look how thick that blade is compared to that. you know? Massive difference. Massive difference in weight, massive difference in size. We're not even on the same scale. You're spending $70 on this knife right here, or on any of these little knockoff ones, and this is what you're getting, man. It's not even close to the real tracker knife. The saw is not nearly as functional as the real Tom Brown tracker saw. The blade is powder coated, I believe. It does have the legit gut hook. It's got a big fat blade and it's sharp, and just the weight of it, man. I can tell when I hold this thing down here that it is going to do some work, boys. This is a legit tracker knife. For all this stuff right here, you're almost to the price point of getting a legit one. But there is another option that is in line with the Tom Brown tracker. It's brand new. It just came out in, I want to say, about November of last year. All right. This one is called the Weyland. The Weyland Tracker Knife. It's made by a company, made and designed by a company that's located in, I believe it's Southeast Georgia. Sorry, Ryan, I can't remember the exact town that you're from. I did email the owner. He's starting an e-commerce, online, affordable quality outdoor store, and this is his tracker knife. Super nice guy, very friendly, eager to talk to you about his products. So if you're wanting to get as close as a real Tom Brown tracker that you can, this thing is only $69. And look, it has a real gut hook on it. It has a pretty functional saw. It's not as aggressive and saw functional as the Tom Brown, but you can actually feather stick with it quite well. One interesting thing about this tracker knife, though, is that it does have a hollow grind on it. And we'll see here shortly how that kind of compares in the field. So, again, $69. There's your $40 tracker knife, right? And these other ones are usually about $60 too. So out of all the Amazon cheapos that we have here, your best bet is going to be the Weyland if you're going for budget. Now, maybe you have never owned a tracker knife, and that's why you have the hesitation for getting one like this. Well, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly acceptable, right? That's a lot of money to spend on a knife. It's a tremendous amount of money to spend on a knife, especially one that has so many unique functions to it, and you're not really sure how often you'll get to carry it or how often you'll get to even use it or enjoy it, right? Or when you spend that kind of money on a knife, are you even going to want to slay it in the woods? Are you going to want to beat it up in the woods? You just don't know, right? You might be afraid of breaking it. Who knows? So to get in an entry-level tracker knife to see if you're actually going to like it. And by the way, these are incredible throwing knives too. You just need to make sure you wrap them up so they don't blow all apart. You start with the Warivo, American made, 39 bucks. It's pretty cheap. Or if you want an idea on what the real Tom Brown tracker is gonna kind of feel like, get this Weyland, man. Look at this thing. This thing is a heavy piece of metal. And guys, we're going to be doing individual reviews. I just wanted to give a brief rundown and breakdown of all of the different tracker knives that we're going to be taking a look at over the next couple of weeks, man. I hope you guys enjoy this short little video, and I look forward to having some fun with you guys out in the woods. Thank y'all for joining me.